about it, but you know, it's been a long fucking week, man. I forgot what I had for lunch today. All right, so I didn't even, whatever. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by RepTheWarriors.com. My name is Eddie Law. That's Jesse Rubakawa. That's Fred Kirby. What the fuck is up, folks? We're back for another week. If you're watching Tough, well, you know, can't hate you for it, but
if you're watching Tough, you're lame as fuck. How the fuck is this show not got more views? People will still watch Tough?
I don't even know.
Don't stop it, Jesse. You're here with us. You don't watch it.
I'll watch it.
No, I record it and then I watch it.
Okay, do you watch the MTV fucking real world aspect of it, or you just watch the fight?
I watched the whole episode. Okay, look. Truth be told, my wife enjoys the whole drama thing, so I'm sitting there on my phone as the whole episode unfolds. People crying, guys crying about my family, all that stuff, and then the fight happens, and then I get into whatever's happening. Then after that, that's about it.
You know, I always like to fuck with you, Jesus, but all things considered, how is it? I literally have not watched an episode of Tough in probably, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. Time. Like, all bullshit aside. Yeah. How is it? Is it okay? Like, I don't really mean even the drama, but like, are the fights still as fucking lackluster as they was? Like, have the fights gotten better? I literally kind of don't know. I'm out of that loop altogether, dog.
The fights have gotten a little bit better. I mean, the higher quality of fighter is starting to show. The good thing about this season is that all of these guys are undefeated fighters, so they actually have something that they don't want to lose. Most of the time, it's like you don't want to lose, but if you end up losing, oh well. But these guys actually have something that they don't want to lose. Most of the guys are like, you know, Alaskan fighting championship, you know, champion or whatever, but they still have something that they don't want to like miss out on. So that kind of makes it a little bit more of like, you could see that they're actually wanting to finish this fight and win this fight.
How are those cats though? Like, is that everybody's undefeated, some bullshit fluff, or like, are there some fucking talented like, are we going to see what happened to the good old days where the runner-up or the vice runner-up was actually making it to the UFC and making waves? Like, are we going to see another season of the show where we actually get maybe more than one person that's actually not a shitbird?
No, probably not anytime soon. I mean, a lot of these guys do have undefeated records, but I mean, it's like 5-0, you know? You know, like still, yeah, exactly. You know, you're not getting the LFA guys, like the guys that came out from that. What was it? The Demetrius Johnson fighting to be the champion there. A lot of those guys still are in the UFC because they were actually pretty damn good. They were legit champions in legit organizations. But these guys, I mean, even though they're undefeated,
what weight division is it this year?
155 and something else, I think.
For all of me, that's the problem with it. I realize that those are the divisions where there's the most talent. On the same token, I feel like those wells have been dug enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know there's not a lot of heavyweights out there, but that's what I want to see. That's what needs the depth. You know what I mean? Like light heavy or heavy. I mean, fucking Jesus Christ, lightweight. Who gives a rat's ass who wins at 55 or 70 or 45? There are already so many compelling fighters at those weight divisions. Maybe that's why I don't really care about these fucking things either, man. Like, you know, if it was a heavyweight season, I might care because, like, I think the thing is the division or the season where it was for Demetrius Johnson, it was a flyweight season. We don't got that many flyweights, so they did incorporate a lot of that talent into the UFC. Heavyweight and light heavyweight are dry as fucking bone dust right now. So if they actually did a season that, you might get a few guys who can stick around. What the fuck?
Yeah, but remember, what was the last heavyweight season that they did? That was the
we got Kimbo, right?
Yeah, Kimbo. You got Mitrione. You got Roy Nelson. You got a lot of guys that actually made an impact in the division. I think the next season is the one that's going to make another semi-impact, maybe, depending on what they actually pick for that season, because that's the 145 women's division.
Isn't it also
what's that?
Isn't it also heavyweights and all that?
I think it might be. I know I saw pictures like of I saw that they were doing the tryouts and stuff. So I mean, at least that might be interesting. We might actually get, like, you know, like you're saying, Fred, fresh blood that is actually going to do something in these divisions.
Yeah. All right, well, fair enough. There you go. If you're watching Tough, you're still a loser, in my opinion. But
I'm done with the fucking real world. It's like, watch as 10 strangers get into one motherfucking house under one motherfucking rules. Like, stupid.
I will say what I do like about it though is that the people that do make it onto the UFC,
Yeah.
at least you know a little bit about their backstory. They're not just nameless faces, and people that watch them at least will know something about them. And the whole thing that where they give them cameras and they kind of record their family life, they kind of record their their little experience of life. That's actually pretty cool. You get to actually know these guys better than what they were doing before, where they were just kind of cutting pieces together of their fights and them talking to a camera, which doesn't make you connect to these guys. So at least that's changed.
Fair enough. All right. Anyway, actually, speaking of tough and all that shit, UFC has now signed exclusively with ESPN. That means everything other than pay-per-views is going through ESPN or ESPN Plus. Okay. Now here's the difference. ESPN obviously is the television, the cable. You got ESPN, ESPN2, and all the shit. The Ocho. Huh?
Do you know the breakdown of how it's going to work out supposedly?
Actually, Big Tone MMA tweeted that shit out earlier, and I meant to screen cap that shit. Shout out Big Tone.
I wrote it down. If you want.
No, let me see.
So basically, about 42 events in total, maybe more than likely. They're getting 20 events on ESPN Plus, 10 ESPN on TV, so regular ESPN, and then 12 pay-per-view prelims per year. And they're paying $300 million a year. So not a bad deal.
How many years?
Is it 5? Is it the number?
5.
I remember. Anyway, so here's some of the newest information. This is from my buddy Tony Fagnano at Big Tone MMA. News info, 30 full cards for ESPN. ESPN channels will broadcast 10 exclusive events and all UFC pay-per-view prelims. ESPN Plus will get 20 exclusive events and all non-pay-per-view prelims. Events broadcast on ESPN will be branded UFC on ESPN Fight Night, and events streamed on the ESPN Plus app will be UFC on ESPN Plus Fight Night. So it seems like the app is still the heavy hitter here on this one, right? And so, but look, they're getting $1 billion off this deal. I mean, WME is jumping up and down real, like fucking high right now. Happy as fuck to get this money.
Were you a bit surprised? Actually, the better question is, did you kind of see this coming in as soon as you saw that Fox signed a deal with WWE to have stuff on their platform?
Absolutely, because WWE is the way to go. Not because here's the why. WWE, as much as we don't want to admit it, gets more viewers than MMA does. Right? Can we agree on that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if Fox Sports wants more eyeballs, they're going to pick up a product that's going to get more eyeballs, and that's what they did. It's kind of a win-win because UFC goes to ESPN. The argument is there that there's more people watching ESPN than Fox Sports, which I think is true. And so, more exposure for UFC. Fox gets WWE. They get the WWE viewers to go over to their shit. It's kind of a win-win in a way. I just don't trust ESPN to do shit right. So I'm kind of a pessimist on it, thinking this is gonna blow up in their face.
Whoa, come on. Whoa.
I think so.
They already hired the best journalists to do some of their stuff for them.
God, no, stop it. Stop it with this bullshit. No. Fuck that. All right. That man, you fucking say that shit on purpose. You try to trigger me, man. I need a safe space.
Wait. We were talking about actual journalists before the show. Shout those guys out because those guys are real, actual journalists.
Shout out Mike Russell.
TMB, stuff that Ariel Helwani does.
Yeah, shout out at Mike Russell. Go to at Mike Russell MMA and shout out Kareem Zidan, KarimZidan, real journalist. Ariel Helwani is a promo piece. All right, he's the face hole that Dana White fucks, so more people will watch his shit. That's what it is. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That's 100% true. At me, bitch. I don't give a shit. So, here's the thing. So with this deal, man, now you're gonna get more exposure to the UFC. But Fred, does this feel like a big deal to you? Because a lot of people are like, this. I mean, no one's in the middle. Everyone's like, oh fuck, this fucking blows, and the other side's like, oh, this is awesome.
I mean, look, I wouldn't say it blows. Why does it blow? You know what I mean? Like, look, what's the UFC want to do, right? They want to be a legit sport. We want to come to the big boy table, and when you're talking about the NBA or the NFL or boxing, you want MMA to be in that conversation. How do you do that? You get on ESPN. Mm-hmm. This is the next piece of the puzzle. Like I said, man, I don't know if motherfuckers have been watching MMA for a long time, but I still remember when old Bruce Buffer used to go, Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor.
Yeah.
That's right, kiddies.
I miss
There was a time where UFC was sponsored by Mickey's Fine Malt Liquor, which is not fine at all. It's fucking rot gut dog shit beer. Now they're sponsored by fucking Modelo, Bud Light, and the like. Look, man, they're making the right decisions. Truth be told, these are the right moves. Fox was a huge move, but at the end of the day, Fox has never been a sports thing. You know what I mean? Like they show like NBA and NFL games, but they're not the right platform to get your sport the most exposure that it can get. ESPN is that outlet, man. Like now, and I ain't even really heard nobody talk about this yet, but I would imagine with this deal comes guaranteed coverage of the UFC on ESPN. So that means whereas silly ass Skip and Shannon would talk about the UFC here and there, you're going to hear those motherfuckers breaking down a lot more UFC shit. You're going to see the UFC all over ESPN, Sports Center, the whole most of it. That is going to be a good thing going forward for getting that recognition out there to the people who don't already know about it. Right.
And that's a part of the reason that I don't like it. It's because like then you're gonna get guys like, all right, so before it was Skip Bayless and fucking the guy from the Ravens and Broncos, tight end.
Yeah, Shannon Sharp.
Thank you, Shannon Sharp. Talking about shit they don't know about. Now it's gonna be fucking Max Kellerman, who's somewhat, I mean, at least he knows boxing, at least, right? You know some shit. And you're gonna get Screaming A. Smith pretending that he knows what the fuck he's talking about, sound like an asshole. So
you know what though? I love that.
No, well, here's the thing. Just real quick, because I know what you're gonna go with, but I don't mind that because that show, you don't watch that show for news, right?
No. But hold on though. You know why I like it? Because it makes me feel smart. I love it. I get to watch those dudes and be like, for once, I'm the smart guy.
There you go.
These morons. Like, you should be watching Keyboard Warriors, dickheads. Like, they might know their shit when it comes to basketball or fucking what Frank Thomas did in the MLB 30 years. Not this one, big guy. This is our shit.
There you go.
You can't learn what we know. You know what I'm saying? You can't make up for 15 years of watching this sport. So I kind of get a giggle out of that shit. Like, I'll sit back and watch it and be like, yeah, that's cute. I know more than these dummies. For real. Like, a lot of people say that shit at home, but they don't really know. Like, I'll hold solace in the cover that I actually literally know more than most of these dummies on ESPN talking about the sport. And look, at the end of the day, you got to give Ariel Helwani that. The motherfucker will at least understand and know the sport coming. Oh, fuck off, Jesus. He's going to be better than fucking Shannon Sharp and goddamn.
No. You know what?
Skip Bayless.
I'm going to tell you, he's not. Because the same crap that he pulls on his show, that's what he's going to do. He's going to cry and complain, and he's going to try to do the softballest of news and stuff. And he's doing a show with Chael Sonnen.
Right.
That's pretty weird.
That's crap. I mean, Chael Sonnen by himself, he's a pretty knowledgeable guy. But what is that going to even sound like? It's just going to be like another Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp type of thing.
Wait a minute, though. Like, so Ariel is completely done with MMA fighting, right?
Allegedly. There's not. Look, he had a show on Monday. Apparently, he cleared up some of that shit. Now I didn't watch.
I'll tell you what, Jack. ESPN don't fuck around, so I would assume so. They probably ain't letting him play touch butt with no internet website. Like, we own you, dog. You got $1 million or $2 million. You ain't fucking going and doing interviews for no fucking jerryhouse.com or whatever the fuck bullshit he's got lined up. But so, I mean, I'm just saying, Ariel Helwani does a lot right now, right? He's got the MMA Hour. He's dropping all these weird exclusives. Like, goddamn it, Walking Through London with Michael Bisping. Quite frankly, if all that's done, sayonara, Jack. That opens up the whole fucking realm for us. Let's be honest. That motherfucker just joined the dark forces. That just cracked a hole in the internet podcast MMA sphere.
Right.
Whatever. Okay, let's be real. Who's the one that's going to suffer the most out of this? Brett Okamoto. Because Okamoto's been doing his job, getting the exclusives, and now Ariel Helwani has weaseled his way. Weaseled his way back 100%. Into the graces. And guess who's going to start getting the exclusives now?
Oh, Ariel.
Yeah, if I was Brett Okamoto, I'd be at the bar right now drinking myself.
If I'm Brett Okamoto, I'd be texting Dana like, hey, you remember UFC 200?
No, but here's the thing, though, guys. Here's something interesting to keep in mind with this. Why is Ariel popular?
He was there first.
Well, he's there first, but he talks to the biggest names in our sport
Right.
for the longest periods of time every week. Look, man, I watch the MMA Hour, not all of it, but a lot of it. And you know why? It's the same reason that I listen to Vlad TV interviews on YouTube. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this guy. He's not the best interviewer in the world, but he gets really good interviews. The people he gets are high. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck, I'd listen to anybody talk to that fucking person. That's what Ariel does in MMA. Whoever is the biggest name in the sport, it's almost a fucking shoe-in that cocksucker talks to him every Monday. You take that away from Ariel, hey, man, he's no Chael Sonnen. His personality alone is not all that engaging or funny. I mean, yeah, he knows about MMA, so fucking what? He keeps that status from getting those interviews, from doing those walkarounds. Once that's gone, he might lose a little bit of his, I don't know, credibility in the game a little bit.
It's possible.
I don't think so, because I think the fans of his, those, freaking morons out there. Not to say anything bad about most of those people, but you know what? A lot of those people don't understand that he's not really what he claims to be. He says he's a journalist. He's not. That's almost as much as saying that Tyron Woodley's a journalist right now. He works for TMZ. He breaks stories. Good point. He ain't no journalist, is he?
But that's my point, though, dog. I think a lot of people watch the MMA Hour who are not Ariel Helwani fans. They're DC fans. They're John Jones fans. They're Conor McGregor fans. Look, man, I watch the MMA Hour. I'm not a fucking Ariel fan, but like I said, when he's got 13 of the biggest names for 4.5 hours straight, who the fuck can compete with that? Look, real shit. If the MMA Hour if Luke Thomas don't start hosting that show, that's gonna fucking leave a void in MMA. Like it or not, the MMA Hour, it will.
I don't think so.
You're high as fuck.
Okay. No. I'll tell you why. I think the better interview people that are out there is MMA Junkie. Junkie.
I like the work.
George and Ghost, both of them are excellent at actually doing their job, and they get really good people, and they're not afraid to ask questions that Ariel won't touch.
Here's the thing. Here's what Fred's talking about. It's not necessarily about this is Ariel Helwani. It's not about Ariel Helwani. It's about access, right? He's got access to the biggest names in the sport. He can fucking text fucking, I don't know, Khabib, and I don't know about Khabib, but
more importantly, the managers, Ali Abdul, whatever the fuck, he can text that guy, and that's why that's the thing. He knows all those managers. He knows the right guys to get the right guys and girls on the show.
So you got to give him. I give him a lot of credit for that. He knows how to gain access because he was there. Like I said, he was there first, so he talked his way into the manager's cell phone. Hey, do you, man? That's part of the gig, I guess. But at the same time, like, if you're gonna call yourself a journalist, it's kind of rough. But I know what you're saying, Fred. No one watches it for Ariel. They watch it for because Chris Weidman's gonna be on this weekend, or this Monday.
Right?
Kevin Lee's gonna be on there. Who else is getting Kevin Lee? Nobody. Who else getting Nate? Nobody. You know what I mean?
And if that goes away, and if Ariel's not doing any of that no more, how long do people give a shit about Ariel Helwani's opinion? If he goes down to doing a Shannon Sharp fucking type deal with Chael Sonnen, I'm telling y'all, man, the MMA Hour is a big deal in MMA. That's a lot of people tune into that. You look at the numbers on YouTube, dog. Like, that's a lot of fuckers watch that shit, and it's because of the names he gets. If all that goes away, I'm telling you, dog, Ariel Helwani's status in our sport will dim a little. The ESPN is just getting going, man. This online shit, this is what MMA, it's the fucking roots, man. Like,
right, but I get what you're saying, but I still think it's unfair to say that he's the only game in town. I mean, honestly, you gotta think now that Joe Rogan is doing his MMA show regularly.
Good point.
That's a good one that you got to look at. Again, I'm gonna homer for MMA Junkie because I like those guys. We've had George on the show before. Those guys actually have those connections as well, but I think the thing I despise the most is how cookie cutter it is with Ariel. It's very safe. It's a platform that, he just kind of gives it to anybody, and anybody can do and say whatever they want without him interjecting too much. And I think that's my problem with it. And I think, like you're saying, Fred, him going to ESPN, I don't think it's going to change anything, because he can actually put his little model that he has of being cookie cutter and safe, put it next to Chael Sonnen, who's just going to say some crazy outlandish stuff, and it's going to sell. It's gonna be a big hit. You just watch.
But here's the problem with that though, man. The reason that he probably has so much access to so many fighters is because he plays ball. Listen, I've actually interviewed a few fighters from the UFC, and believe it or not, some of these pricks got managers that try to give you the red carpet treatment. Don't say this, don't ask about that. And you'd be surprised. I mean, listen, I've never talked to John Jones, so I can imagine the shit that somebody like Ariel gets before John Jones or Khabib comes on your program. I don't know what, the guys at MMA Junkie are willing to do or not, or how defined their lines are, but that probably has a little bit to do with his fucking access, the fact that he's willing to go, okay, whatever you want to talk about, just come on the show. You know what I mean? Like,
now we've had people do that shit before. They were like, hey, can't ask about this, can't ask about that. And I've told them, kick rocks, dude. Can't do it. So, I mean, look, serious. Like, if you, I don't know. Because that's not asking for an interview. That's asking for promotion. Oh, be nice. Ask only about fucking good shit. We've had guests before where like, hey man, that was a rough one for you. What happened? Oh, it's whatever, this and this. Cool. You know what I mean? But there's been plenty of times, believe me. And when I was working at a newspaper years ago, I had the same shit happen. And it was like, oh, you can't ask about this, and I'm like, oh, okay, well then, see ya. Can't talk to you. So,
yeah, it's hard to navigate your way through that. But either way. Yeah. I feel like, look, at the end of the day, you're right, Jesse. Though you got Joe Rogan, you got the guys at Junkie. There's going to be people who will pick up these pieces. Don't get me mistaken about that. I'm just saying, as far as Ariel's popularity goes, with him not hosting the MMA Hour every Monday, staying in our consciousness, I think his star is going to dim a little. ESPN's not really the platform for MMA. Fucking ain't even had its first event yet. You know what I mean?
And he's not going to be on ESPN. He's going to be on ESPN Plus. But I do think he'll get like those those like cameos on like First Take or Sports Center.
Sure,
big news happens. Between him and Brett, it'll be covered. So look, it's good for the sport of MMA. Great, they get more coverage. Cool. And look, I'll give it to Ariel, dude. Get that money. Yeah, fucking get that money. He got a family. Go feed him. Get that money, dude. I'm not gonna hate that at all. But as far as like still calling yourself a journalist, go fuck yourself.
How long before he gets the boot from ESPN? Do we think he makes it the whole 5 years?
He will have to break news on
over under. Over under 4 years with ESPN. Does he over under?
Under. I say the first big news that he breaks without telling anybody at ESPN. He gets the can.
I'm gonna say it's gonna be under 4 because I think he'll do something to piss off Dana, and Dana's gonna shove him, like, get him forced out the same way he did with Showtime.
That's true. I'm surprised. I'm surprised Uncle Dana let this happen already.
Look, Uncle Dana probably didn't. Uncle Dana's probably like, mother-fucker, I told you guys I didn't want to see that little Jewish prick. Yeah. God fucking damn it.
No. Here's the thing.
I'm this close, you motherfuckers. I'm this close.
All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat here. Gary Cousins here. Joey Tremendous. Uncle Hank. Raiders here. Who was? Oh, shit. Gun Death. What up?
Hey.
And a couple of things here. So Gary first said, he says, who do y'all think ESPN will bring on for MMA analysis? Well, obviously, Chael Sonnen, which is funny because Chael Sonnen works for Bellator. But,
whatever. Who from outside of the MMA sphere do we think ESPN will go with that?
I don't. Just
one of their guys.
They're usuals, whoever, But I think they're gonna try and get Stephen A. Smith to pass as an expert because he's been going to boxing events. He was like, if you cancel this Canelo fight, I'm gonna be upset. I'm sitting back here like, bitch, you don't even know.
Here's a good question.
How about
who on ESPN's staff do we think knows the most about MMA?
On the staff already, Brett.
Yeah, Brett Okamoto, I would say.
Okay. Not him. Not named Brett Okamoto. That's a fucking easy one.
I would say
the shitbirds who actually maybe knows enough.
Max Kellerman. And I hate that. I don't hate him. I dislike him a lot.
I want to say Skip Bayless. And I know.
No, Skip Bayless was Fox, dude.
No. Oh, does he?
Yeah. He switched teams a long time ago.
Oh shit, that's true.
Yeah.
But either way, I think he's putting on. I think Skip Bayless knows more. And I think he's just putting on a show.
No, that being said, it's I almost want to tune into Fox just to watch him talk about WWE. Like that would be fucking. Can you believe he beat him? And then you can see like Shannon Sharp over here, like, yeah, I can believe he beat him. You know what I mean? Like, what type of thing Skip? He does that like high pitch, like Skip, like that fucking like high pitch. I can't even do it. I wish I could. Anyway, but of course they're gonna bring in the usuals. They've had Gilbert Melendez on quite a few times. They've had Dom Cruz. They've had quite. In fact, ESPN should reach in, grab Dominic Cruz, grab DC, grab Paul Felder, and just bring them on as usuals. You know what I mean? So, that's my opinion on that. What else we got? Oh, so Gundas has a question. First of all, he goes, "Hey Zeus, you got any candy in that van?" And then
all out.
Yeah, right.
All out.
And then he says, "Fred has butts on his wall. We're gonna acknowledge this."
Yeah.
I didn't think about that. There you go.
4 butts and a dude with his head exploding because nobody can handle that much ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's actually kind of dope right there.
Yeah.
And then Gary says Jalen Rose and Booger McFarland for analysis.
Booger McFarland, who the fuck is that? God damn, I ain't watched ESPN for a long time. There's a character named Booger on there.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I'm down for that.
Okay. That's the question. How many of us here watches ESPN?
Not me. I haven't watched in a long time. Mostly because I'm not paying for cable anymore. Fuck that shit. It's a robbery.
Okay, well, I have it on my Hulu thing that I have. Yeah. I don't watch that crap ever.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like a UFC whore, to be honest with you. I just go where they go, man. I used to watch ESPN back in the day when I watched football and basketball, but since I've been so fucking enamored with MMA, I don't really care that much anymore.
Fair enough, man.
Okay, so is the ESPN Plus thing that they're doing where off of the app, you're going to be able to subscribe also to Fight Pass for $5 additional, so a grand total of $10, and you'll get both ESPN Plus and UFC Fight Pass. Is that going to be something? That's what I've been hearing.
So real quick, so you've been hearing it's $4.99 for ESPN Plus and then $5 for Fight Pass.
Yeah, or
it's the same amount
or whatever.
How much is Fight Pass now? $10?
It's $10. It's like $11 right now. So it's kind of worth it at that point.
What the fuck? Color me happy. They're already getting tips.
See, that's what I was worried about. I thought you were gonna do like $5 for ESPN Plus.
Hold on, wait,
$5 for 10.
Oh, wait, so this is all coming together for me now. So wait a minute. So $5 for ESPN Plus, $5 for Fight Pass. So we get everything we're getting with Fight Pass, plus the new ESPN Plus shit. Yeah. Then we got ESPN on cable, and then the ESPN on cable is only doing 12 pay-per-view prelims,
10.
right?
10.
No, 12. 12. Or according to what Tony said, all the pay-per-view prelims.
Right. That's my fucking point. The important part is 12 fucking pay-per-views, which means no fucking months with no double whammies next year, right? I'm all fucking down for that too. So that means, generally speaking, my fucking money output just went down. I think. I'm not very good at math, but I'm pretty sure that's going to cost me less money next year.
And there'll be less pay-per-views. There'll be less pay-per-views, like a little bit though.
Yeah, but fuck it, right. I mean, we're still gonna have all the bullshit on ESPN and Fight Pass, wherever the fuck else we're getting our content from.
Gunda's got my style. He goes, I ain't paying ESPN a dime. #, just stream MMA. Yep.
It's fucking fact, Jack.
Allegedly.
After that.
I got my ways, man. Shit.
Allegedly.
You know why I don't stream shit though? Because I suck at it. I tried to stream that fucking Lomachenko fight.
Yeah.
Fucking Nathan.
I had to go. What did I tell you? I watched it on Instagram Live. Yeah, I had to watch that shit on Instagram Live. It's fucking.
I can't.
Again, allegedly. That's a story. That's, that's a story that you're making up just to make it sound good.
Not for me, goddammit. I was looking. I wasn't allegedly doing shit. I was trying. Watch nothing. That's a fact.
Real quick, shout out to all the ESPN the MMA writers that wrote a bunch of articles off the GSP JRE fucking podcast that went down today. You guys watch any of that?
Whoa, no, wait, what?
Yeah,
download later.
Yeah, GSP was on JRE today for the second time.
Oh shit! Hell no, I haven't watched it. Fuck.
Oh, okay.
Somebody that watched it in the comments, did they talk about aliens?
Yeah, they were fucking around about it, joking around and shit. But
yeah, George is probably like, I don't know why you are telling people all these jokes about me in time.
He sort of was talking about that. But he played a lot of he was actually it was a good show. It was a good podcast. Definitely go check it out. But it's just funny to me because as soon as it went live, it was like I immediately tweeted out like, oh, here come the clickbait articles, and goddamn are they flying? Because you know how Nick Diaz and Nate have been fucking around saying like, oh, GSP was on steroids, GSP poisoned my IV, and that sort of shit.
It's a fact.
So GSP jokes around, quite obviously sarcastic, and he goes, yeah, I did that shit. Fuck yeah. And then I paid the commission to fucking let me weigh in overweight and all that shit. and people started fucking typing it, and they're clickbaiting it by saying GSP.
Oh.
GSP got to him too, huh?
Yeah, I assume they're clickbaiting by saying that GSP said these treacherous things.
Oh my God! So talking about this whole deal, Fred.
He's good with it,
hold up, I gotta get this off my chest. But fucking, we turned into a pumpkin early today, hangouts. What the fuck?
We turned into a pumpkin.
It's supposed to be an hour in. All right, we're barely a half hour. All right, get your shit together. Sorry, what were you saying?
No, what were you saying?
Yeah.
But I was just saying, like people started writing all this bullshit about like GSP admits to poisoning Nick Diaz, and I'm like, come on, bro. Gundes with the. If I could give you a star, I would. He goes, Gundes says, "LOL, FBI got Eddie."
What's it called? Ice.
Ice. There you go. Ice got me. Shit.
A fucking white prick in New York called the old ice on you.
Shit. It won't be no one in New York. I'll tell you that much. Anyway, yeah. So definitely worth a listen. GSP and on Jerry. GSP gives money to bullies. Yeah, and then he told a story about running into a bully from when he was a kid and giving him money because he was like poor on the side of the road and shit. It's actually just go listen to it. It's fucking great. All right, moving on. What event we had last weekend? UFC Chile.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone stay awake through that main event?
Yeah, I did.
Because it's the people. I watched it. I watched it after the fact, but I watched it.
It was late as fuck, though. I do remember that.
It was
here on the East Coast. It was like fucking 1:30 in the morning before that goddamn shit ended.
Dude, I was sitting here like, come on, Maya, just like slap on a triangle. Let's go home. This is bullshit. And no,
I knew that
got the win.
I knew that was going to happen like that.
Yeah.
Though.
All right. You guys are gonna crap on that fight.
No, I didn't crap on it. I just said it went way too long.
Nah, yeah. The fight was okay. Look, calm down, Jesus. It wasn't no fucking barber. It was okay. It was just too fucking late on the goddamn East Coast, boy. It was goddamn 1:30. Right. Time to wrap it up.
So tell me, does this fight qualify Usman as the best guy at 170 and deserves a title shot?
As far as numbers go, not really. As far as like the fight quality goes.
Did you say the best guy at 170?
Yeah.
No.
No.
You know what? No, I don't know.
No.
Why? Okay. Why? Tell me why, Fred.
Because there are other people that are more worthy of the spot at 70. Quite frankly, I would pick.
But you're saying he's not the best fighter at 170 right now?
No, he's not. No, I don't think he beats Darren Till. I don't think he beats Tyron Woodley. And I can't stand Tyron Woodley, but I don't think he beats him. We'll see what happens with that goofy Colby Cheese Prick Covington, but I don't know if he beats the winner of that fight. Maybe. I mean, look, it's hard to say, but I didn't come out of this fight thinking, oh my God, Usman's a monster and he's gonna, you know what I mean? Like Colby Covington, quite frankly, threw Damian a bit more of a beating than Usman did. I mean, they were both dominant performances, but if we had to judge them,
no, look, just real quick on this, like. I would love to see, let's say Colby beats RDA somehow. I would love to see Colby versus Usman because we can only have, in the words of Fred, one bird of shit fucking in the 170. I don't want to see one bird of shit fight Tyron, have him beat that guy, and then the second bird of shit get the shot too. 2 170 title fights that suck ass, I'm out. All right, let them fight each other. Eliminate both those fuckheads and get one of those birds of shit in there against Tyron Woodley. But speaking of which, according to Nostradamus over here, Ariel Hawani on Twitter saying, spoke to UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley earlier today. He said his surgically repaired shoulder has fully healed, and he's hoping to fight on the August 4th UFC 227 card in LA. Nothing finalized yet. Seems like everybody wants to get on that card now because DJ wanted to get on that card too, and the UFC's like, nah, we're going to put interim belt on your shit. But
Alan Joban wanted on that one. He's in Germany now.
Everybody wants to.
Oh, you want on that one? We got something for you.
Yeah.
Oh, you want some local? Yeah, no problem.
We'll send you to Hamburg.
Yeah. Have fun there, Jovan. But give us some modeling contracts out there.
Okay, like I honestly was pretty impressed by Usman's performance, just in the fact that he was able to really shut down Damian Maia and everything he tried to do. Mm. The only thing that kind of surprised me a little bit was when you call out the guy saying, I want to fight the best grappler, and then you avoid the grappling. Mm. Doesn't sell it for me. But I still think he's the best guy at 170 right now.
I think you're crazy about that. And I'll tell you what, now that you talk about it, I'll tell you why. He got hit in the face way too much for my liking by Damian Maia. And if Damian Maia can tag him like that clean as fuck like 4 or 5 times that first round, Darren Till is going to fucking sleep him. And I'll tell you what, again, much I don't like fucking Tyron Woodley, if the Q prick punches you, ask Wonder Boy how that feels. Like, he can fucking knock you the fuck out. And like, I really am not a big Tyron Woodley fan, but like, Usman's striking defense is porous, to say the least. What the fuck?
Yeah, real quick, because Frederick on the YouTube comment says, didn't Usman break both his hands? Allegedly. I'm looking at
and then he fought 30% the time before in his kidneys and the whole most of it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I can't find anything that says that was confirmed by the doctors. Because usually they'll suspend him, and the doctors will be like, yeah, he broke his hands.
Jimmy Smith, I think Jimmy Smith said that he saw him the next day. Both hands were super swollen, and he couldn't even close his hands to make a fist. So,
yeah, if it's broken and it's super bruised. There's a difference. I've had both. So
definitely,
you know what I mean. And you can't close your hands on either one. So, but yeah, I mean, look, no one's saying that Usman. Fuck, dude, I don't even know what to say about Usman. Like,
I mean, look, it was impressive. Yeah. But what do you want? I mean, it wasn't title shot impressive. I mean, like, he didn't go in there and just sleep Damian Maia and just do something that nobody's ever done.
Quite frankly, he'd done that, we'd be screaming for that right now. Like, fuck yeah, Tyron Woodley.
Right. And look, you want to know what actually the Colby Covington fight's great, because honestly, I think Colby Covington's win over Damian Maia took the stank out of Usman's. Like, if Usman could have got there first, I think I'd care a little more. Yeah. But since Colby did it, was kind of like, you know what? He done lost to Colby. Like, yeah, at this point, beating Damian Maia don't really mean what it used to, which isn't fair. But I think that's just where we're at now.
Yeah, but I mean, also, you look at the stat of Damian Maia's 0 for 49 of his last 49 takedowns. Yeah, hasn't been able to take down the last, 4 people that he's fought, which includes Tyron Woodley. Who else?
Usman, Covington, and Woodley. I mean, them are no slouches. You know, to be fair, those motherfuckers can wrestle, Jack. Like, nobody really takes down any of those characters.
So. Here's the thing. So, guarantee this right now. Covington is hoping to God he can do some incredible finish against RDA, right? Because that's the only way he's going to avoid the Usman fight. There's no way.
Is there any way he finishes RDA? Like, are anybody betting on that?
No, I don't think so. But I'm saying, like, oh shit, Jesus. All right, but Jesse says he is. But
he's trolling.
Like, I know. But here's the thing: like, if Covington just grinds RDA to a decision win, you're gonna get Colby against Usman. You're not gonna. They're not throwing that guy at Tyron Woodley.
Well, wait a minute though. If Tyron wants to fight in August, though, who would it be? The winner of
August? Isn't it an interim?
What?
Isn't that an interim title?
Which one?
The Covington RDA.
Oh, get the fuck out. Is it really?
Oh, yeah, it is. No, it is. Yeah, that's right. That's right. So it does have to be the winner of that. Fair.
Oh, shit. Okay, I take it back. If Covington loses, he gets the Usman fight.
Yeah.
Okay. But
I do think that'll happen.
To be honest, are you guys giving Colby a chance in this fight? Because I think it's going to be a much more difficult fight than most people are giving him a chance for.
Oh, I think RDA is gonna fucking not smoke him, but he's gonna fuck with him for a while and then finish him at some point. I really don't think Colby will win. Maybe I'm hoping he doesn't win. I can't stand that motherfucker, man.
I suck at picking fights, but I don't see Colby Covington being able to hold RDA down for 5 rounds. I can't see that. I don't quite remember RDA gassing very bad. I'm pretty sure that RDA is on steroids, so. I think he'll be okay in that department. I don't look. Again, I am not an RDA fan, but I don't see Colby Covington. What can we? You know what I mean? Like, when has RDA ever been held down?
Oh man, I can't think of
by the 155 right now. What's his name? The Russian guy. God damn it!
Khabib. Well, no, stop it. Yeah, that's not fair. Look, if that's the case, I think he's gonna. I don't think Colby's no fucking Khabib. All due respect to Colby.
I'm just saying. You asked who was the last person to do that. So,
well, okay, but I think it's fair to say that that's the one and only person that's ever held RDA. And I don't even think Khabib doesn't quite hold you down. He's a bit of a different animal. To be fair, like he doesn't. Colby's a bit of a wet blanket. I don't think Khabib's quite like that. I don't think he wet blankets him for 5 rounds. And on the feet. Much as I hate to say it, RDA's a fucking little fucking ball of fire, man.
Dude.
That prick has disappointed me time and time again by beating fucking people I didn't think he was supposed to beat. So come on, RDA, you motherfucker. You better not let me down now. You better smoke this.
All right.
Real quick.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it right now.
What are you calling?
RDA pops for some sort of USADA violation, just like his buddy Verdum, and we get Usman Covington for the interim title. You're welcome.
Bro, what the fuck? All right.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm a big RDA fan, so I hate myself already for saying that stuff.
If that happens, I want the gig at fucking MMA fighting. Because quite frankly, I've been calling that for fucking years.
Send your resume. You know,
this is my resume.
There you go. Catching up on YouTube comments. Frederick says Usman is the guy who could cheer to get knocked off for sure. Gunda says Colby's a really good fighter. People get hung up on his social media shit, but he can bang. Raider, I think she's responding to who should Tyron Woodley fight in August, and she goes Diaz. Hey, look, man, Nick Diaz, because fuck it, who cares? It'd be a more entertaining fight.
Down
to me.
I'm fucking down.
Let Nick Diaz, fuck it.
And I'd even bet some money on Nick. How about that?
I put money on Nick. Hell yeah. Gun Death. I'm sorry. Raider says RDA is gonna work his body hard. Gun Death is picking Colby. And Raider says RDA got his 25 test chip from USADA and the t-shirt to prove it, so he's clean. And then yeah, dude. Here's a good question. Frederick asking, but RDA hasn't fought anyone with Colby's size and wrestling skills, eh? I think
has he at 70 yet? No. Well, I mean, listen,
no Magny.
Probably not. Yeah, that's not to say though. Probably not quite. Not quite Colby's level. That's fair to say. But I would say the jump between 55 and 70 isn't that tremendous, as we've seen Donald Cerrone and a couple cats have some success at 70.
Right.
And RDA's definitely fought some good grapplers throughout his career. The cute prick is a black belt in BJJ, right? Like, he knows his way on the ground. So, yeah. But that's a good point, though, man. Colby's big. I just don't like the prick. So maybe I am kind of undervaluing what he did against Damian Maia. Man. He is what
about Robbie Lawler? He did fight Robbie Lawler, too. A different Robbie Lawler, but still a big guy, big, heavy striker, heavy hands.
But Robbie was never going to do what Colby's going to try to do. So we all know that not the same fight at all. This will probably be the first fight where RDA is going to have to deal with a guy of Colby's size and strength level imposing that game plan on him. So that's a fair point, man. I mean, I hope it don't amount to nothing, but that could be. We could see, I've been saying that RDA is not big enough for this weight division, and he keeps proving me wrong.
Oh, you mean besides the fact that you've been saying he's on steroids?
Okay, of course he's cheating. Stop it. We all know.
Come on, dude. Hey, he's only been clean for 25 tests. Okay, we only have proof of 25 tests. You got a little t-shirt and shit.
How many did Fabricio pass before this last weekend? You know what I'm saying?
I love that shit. They had just announced
25. Yeah, not 25.
Hey, you know what his t-shirt says?
Like 13.
Hey, his t-shirt is a 0 with a needle in the middle of it. That's what the fuck that t-shirt is. All right. And then you know what's fucked up? He tested as soon as they announced the Oleinik against him fight, which is a great ground fight, and pop top.
So wait a minute, but they haven't said anything about what it was, right?
Not yet. Right now,
is there the chance that it could be like an illicit drug, like coke or weed?
I mean, it could be, but I mean, it's I don't know if they test for that shit outside of competition.
Well, they did old John Jones, Jack.
Well, that was more. I mean, they kind of changed that now, though, can't they? Because like, you see plenty of UFC fighters on their fucking Snapchats and Instagram smoking tons of weed, and they're not worried about it.
Listen, of course, the black man. You know what I'm saying? Fucking welcome to America, right? I mean,
this is America. Don't let them catch you. Don't catch you slipping, right?
They call old John slipping a few times, Jack.
Hey man, you can't hide under the fucking, under the cage in your gym, pissing yourself and whatnot.
John's a legend. I'm sorry, dog. He's a legend.
Yeah, he
broke my heart with that fucking steroid shit. Yeah. But before that, hiding under the cage, all the fucking white horse, the coke and shit. He's a fucking legend.
Here's the thing about him. He's gonna be not only an MMA legend as far as fighting goes, he's an MMA legend as far as like MMA culture goes. Because who the fuck gets away with that shit? I mean,
Connor.
Nobody. Oh, Connor. I wonder what the fuck. Yeah. Okay.
By the way, the other guy that I was thinking for Rafael Dos Anjos at 170 was Tarek Safadine. Also a great striker, big guy for the division.
Is he on? Did he fight him already?
Yeah,
he did.
Yep. But again, not the same style as Colby.
No. But he he's fought pretty big guys, up to this point. I don't think Covington's any bigger than those guys.
It's just his style of fighting that he's going to try to hit with. It's different.
Yeah. All right. What was the other fight happened that day that didn't break my heart? God damn it.
Oh, you mean Tatiana Suarez wearing your girl at?
Yeah. That was sad. That was sad shit.
That was rough to watch, dude. I did not want to watch that.
Who thought that was going to go any different than it did?
I was hoping. Honestly, I was like, okay, if Alexa could stay away from her, get in and out, in and out, in and out, she get like pointed to death, right? But I was like, I knew in my head, I was like, but if she gets taken down, it's fucking over.
I imagine, Eddie, you were screaming, run, run.
Well, no, here's the thing. I thought she was doing great because like fucking Grasso kept landing on her. Like way more than Suarez was landing on her. Suarez was barely trying to strike. She was just buying time for that fucking double leg or whatever it was that she got, and boom, knock her down.
And then it was a wrap.
And it was game over. And I knew it. I was hurt. I was hurt right here.
That's exciting though. At least
Right
the female talent to get excited about. I mean, sad old
Definitely. Do you kind of feel like, yeah. No, Fred, you're right. Like it's exciting to finally have somebody that we can kind of get behind. But don't you think it's kind of crappy? You got Yair Rodriguez that got the boot, and now Alexa Grasso, they put her up against someone that's like a buzzsaw that you knew was going to be a stylistic horrible matchup for her. Yeah. It just kind of seems like trying to get rid of the Mexican people. That's just me. Yeah, conspiracy.
Coming from a Mexican, that's rich, but
Kane's gonna come back and save us. I don't know. It's all
yeah. You crazy Mexicans and your cane.
That's like saying, oh, we got to wait for Tiger Woods to stand up for black people. Like, come on.
Kane's a rap, man.
Tiger Woods
he's got like white hair in his beard and shit. Like, I'm waiting for Kane to just have a kid at this point. Like,
he has a kid.
Is he wrestling yet, or what's his hands like?
It's a girl. So,
fair enough. We take girls too these days. What's she like?
I don't know. Anyway,
hands any good or what?
All right. Frederick says, call Tatiana the female Khabib, compliment or a stealthy jab.
Yeah, for real. She was impressive, man.
I was
but very impressive.
I've been impressed with her since Tough. Honestly, since she won her the last fight, the finale. I was pretty impressed with her, so I'm not even hating on her at all. I was just hurt, like right here, bro, like right in here. It hurt. Anyway, Gunda says need to feed Yair an easy opponent to get his confidence back. Yair needs to get signed by somebody, Combates, and then you can feed him whoever you want. But the UFC cut his ass for it's just I don't understand. I think more like Dana White just threw a fit. This is what I think.
Well, did you hear his interview?
Yeah,
I saw the.
Yeah, okay. I heard it. I heard about it. I didn't hear it. What he said.
Eddie literally hates Ariel.
Oh, is it Ariel?
I heard some hearsay about it, Jack.
No. I saw some like, I thought it was clickbait though, like some TMZ shit, and it was just like your response to this, and I didn't even bother reading it. I didn't know it was on the Noses show. What do you say?
Sure. Fred, go ahead. If you remember everything he said, go ahead. If you got it.
Yeah, I smoke a lot, but I think basically Yair said for starters that he didn't turn down nothing, right? Yeah. Like he said it was all about the money. He said that he would fight who they wanted to fight Zabit, right?
Yep.
In Russia, and he was like, "Bet I'll fight him in Russia, but I want some more bread. Like I'm not going to fight that dude." And he made some good points. He's like, I was coming off a fight against Frankie Edgar. Frankie Edgar was supposed to fight for the title afterwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a huge fight. I want to stay in that top 10 range. Yeah. And Zabit's not top 10. Cool. I'll fight him, even though he's not top 10, but you got to pay me a little more.
Right. So
something's got to give. So, I mean, what the fuck? I feel him. Now, he never alluded to how much was more. So maybe he was being unreasonable. But like, if he wasn't, it seems a little goofy that they wouldn't just give homeboy a little. He sounded like he knew his worth. He was like, "Look, I know this fight is going to be big. They said it's going to be big. I know it's going to be big. Let me get a little money to make this happen." And I guess essentially they were like, he played hardball, and they told him to take a walk.
So it sounds to me like maybe he didn't like the conditions of the fight. Like, was it like a pay-per-view thing?
Yeah, because I mean, think about it. Zabit is a pretty. I mean, if we're doing rankings correctly, I'd say he's in the top 10 already.
He should be.
But he's unranked right now. and you're putting him against somebody that just had one hell of a beating by basically one of the best in the division, probably the number one contender, right? At that point. So yeah, you need to give that guy a little bit of a different matchup, you know, something closer to where he's at. I think he was ranked 7, right? So someone in the 10 to 11 range, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
You know, but you're trying to give him his spotlight because he was going to fight him in Russia. So that means it's in the Beat's backyard, you know. And again, like Fred is saying, he was down for it. He just wanted extra money,
right?
You know, to make it worth his while.
All right. Well, hey, shit. Yeah. In that case, look, if they're gonna throw him on a pay-per-view or send him out to fucking Russia, for sure, pay that man. That's bullshit. But
right, and I can't imagine that. Yair wanted something unreasonable. I mean, maybe he did. But he ain't stupid. I doubt he came in trying to talk Conor McGregor money. He ain't no fool. No. What the fuck? He probably wanted something within reason. Give that dude some money, man.
Other notables: Andrea Lee wins her UFC debut after a fucking long ass wait.
Awesome.
Guido Canetti has some fucking Canetti has the weirdest fucking tattoos I've ever seen. And that's even weirder than McGregor's like tiger stomach thing or whatever the fuck it is. Vicente Luque wins by knockout, which is actually legit. Brandon Moreno lost the decision. I didn't even see that. I fucking missed that fight.
Yep.
And Benitez won by knockout and got a bonus, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was dope.
So yeah, overall apparently a pretty solid card.
It was a really fun card to watch, actually. That's how most of them cards are, man. There was a sleeper card, dog. Like wasn't no sexy names, but a lot of fun fights.
Yeah, look, I always think that fighters like take it personal when people are like, "Oh, this one's gonna suck." Like, all right, bitch, you're gonna miss out then, fuckhead.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about this weekend. UFC Liverpool, Thompson versus Till. You got a guy that's fought for the title twice against the guy that's, he's got a lot of height. He's backed it up a little bit. That win over Cowboy was fucking huge, right? But you got Darren Till against Stephen Thompson, Neil Magny against Craig White. Look, man, I like Neil Magny as a person, but damn, dude, like that dude's just gatekeeper for life. I've
heard a lot about this other character though. Craig? I've heard this other Craig White is his name.
Yeah, Craig White.
I haven't watched him fight, but your homie Ash tweeted something today, and it was like dude finishing his last fight for whatever the fuck he's fighting now, but. He looks like a tough guy. I mean, look, the cats at the UFC know what they're doing. If you make your promotional debut against Neil Magny, it's because it's in the co-main. It's because somebody knows something. So that motherfucker's got to be bad, Jack.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Other fights on the card: Arnold Allen against Mads Burnell, Jason Knight against Makwan Rakhmonov. To me, this is like the people's main, not people's main event, but this is a fight. This is a fight to fucking watch.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, David Grant against Manny Bermudez. Eric Spice against Darren Stewart, another one that I think is going to be under the radar. Claudio Silva against Nordine Taleb. Or Talib, I don't know how you say that shit. Daniel Kelly still fighting? What the fuck? Against Tom Breeze.
Only one fight. Come on.
He's being held together by tape. Like, legitimately.
He still makes the walk, man. He can still make the walk.
That fucking tough ass dude. He takes on Tom Breeze. Bradley Scott against a newcomer, Carlos Pederso. Jillian Robertson against Molly McCann. Here's another fight to watch. Molly McCann's got hands. She can fight. She can fucking fight. So definitely want to watch. Ask Ash about her. He'll rave about her all day. Elias Theodoro is fighting against Trevor Smith, and GM Mazzani against Lena Landsberg. Lena Landsberg just, I think, most recently got knocked the fuck out by Cyborg in the fight. She had no reason being in.
No
so let's talk about the main event, man. Stephen Thompson against Darren Till. Is this gonna be? And we can start with Fred here. Is this gonna be Darren Till's like even bigger coming out party? Like, hey, I'm ready for a title shot party, or is Stephen Thompson gonna stop his shit right here?
Man, it's really hard to say. I hope Darren Till does win because I mean, look, man, Stephen Thompson has fought the champion twice.
Mm-hmm.
We know how this movie ends. Like, so Darren Till, we don't. There's still a lot of questions behind him. He's a huge 170er. He's obviously got very good striking. We don't know exactly how great it is. It seems to be very good. I love this fight though. Like it will almost certainly be super entertaining, and more importantly, it's going to answer a lot of questions. You know what I'm saying? Like after this fight, we'll have some real clarity. I tell you what, if Darren Till does come out and finish Wonder Boy, it's going to be like Usman who? Colby what?
Yep.
Like this fight will change a lot depending on how it goes. Now, if Wonder Boy wins, it's just kind of more of the same. And it's like, okay, Darren Till isn't quite who we thought he was,
Right.
whatever. If Darren Till wins and it's impressive against Wonder Boy in the striking department, that will be really fucking cool. So with that being said, that's where I'm leaning. I'm going with the fucking optimistic point of view that Darren Till is who we think he. Who was that fucker? Lovie Smith? When he's talking about the Bears or whoever. They are who they. You can crowd them, but they are who we thought they were.
That's Dennis Green, former Cardinals head coach.
Yeah. That one. Hopefully, Darren Till is who we think he is, and we'll have a real interesting fucking title challenger on our hand at 170.
What are you thinking there, Jesse?
Man, I keep going back and forth in this fight just because I think Darren Till is that new age mixed martial artist where he's not great at one thing, but he's just good enough at everything to cause problems wherever you want to take the fight to. You know, he's decent enough on the ground. He's good enough to stop takedowns. He's good enough to, you know, keep a jab in your face and knock you out, hurt you. So it's just one of those fights where, to me, it's kind of like the Usman Maia fight, where you have a specialist who's well known for something, and he's going to go up against someone that's just a well-rounded fighter. And I think we might end up seeing Darren Till knocking out Wonder Boy, just because I think Wonder Boy might be getting a little long in the tooth at this point. And, you know, the damage that he took in his last two fights, you know, it for being as old as he is and, you know, having all those, kickboxing, I think he was like 40 something and 0 in kickboxing, right? It was kickboxing that he came from. Wonder Boy, I think all that damage is starting to accumulate on his body. And I think we're seeing just him age pretty rapidly, you know, in this sport. So I think this is the time for Darren Till to catch Wonder Boy and, you know, take that next step. So I still think it's a really, really, really interesting fight, but I just think Darren Till is the all-around new age mixed martial artist, and he's going to take this fight.
All right, I'm taking Darren Till as well, and I think he's just the next level, like you said. And I'm tired of Thompson. I like Thompson. I like Thompson. I like Stephen Thompson, but dude is not about. He's just, I don't know. I'm kind of tired of seeing him fight Tyron Woodley. If someone else was champion and you know, and Steve Thompson won, I'd be happy because like, all right, cool, we see him against somebody else. But he wins the game, he's gonna be like, I think he deserved that title shot, and everyone and Dana White's gonna roll their eyes and be like, nah, not happening, dog.
Well, that's definitely not happening. I'm sorry, bro, but I mean, you know, maybe if you win another big fight after this, and at some point we got to give it to him.
It's like at 125, like you know, Joyce Benavidez gotten like 3 shots now. He'll get a 4th at some point. Well,
and listen, at the end of the day, too, Wonder Boy just needs to be rooting against anybody who fights Tyron. Like, if Tyron loses, then you're back in business, buddy. But as long as dude's champion, it's going to be hard. And that last fight y'all had was a snoozer. So it's going to be really hard to sell a third fight with y'all, considering that last one kind of blew.
Yeah. All right. We're starting to run out of time here, so we'll just go quickly. Actually, we talked about everything, but real quick, Crow Cop's out of Bellator 200 earlier this week. And that's the downer. The positive spin, so is Roy Nelson. So we have to deal with that motherfucker anymore. Fucking fighting at Bellator. Not that we could watch it live anyway, you fucking assholes. What else we got? Scott Coker talked about fuck that. The Gegard Mousasi is the main event now. And then
what is?
The Gegard Mousasi fight is the main event of Bellator 200. He's fighting for a title. So.
Who's he fighting?
Fuck if I know, dude.
Okay,
let me make sure.
Fiver champion is obviously
Rafael Carvalho, I think.
Oh yeah, Carvalho. That's right. I should Rafael Carvalho. Yeah. That's actually I take it back. That's a good fight. That's a good fight. I might actually have to tune in for. Well, I'll tune in 4 hours later to watch that. And then apparently Dana White's gonna meet Conor McGregor in Liverpool. Says this incredible writer who probably saw us on the internet. And then another writer, I like this guy too. That's just unfortunate. Writes an article. It says GSP opens up about Nate Diaz fight that didn't happen. So if you want all those details, go to the actual source. Joe Rogan had the podcast today. Go watch that shit. Right?
No shit.
Way better than reading this clickbait bullshit.
And for the record, I just seen that Connor did tweet out some shit like, "Keep your dukes up when you see me. See you soon." Yeah. I think Conor Khabib gets done this year. It'll be towards the end of this year, but I think Khabib fights Conor this year.
Fucking Conor has some balls at the man. At the man. Pussy. He's not Conor McGregor is many things, not a pussy. I'll say that much. Anyway, Jesse, anything else?
Yeah, two things actually. Number one, if you want to be an old-timey guy and experience something that a lot of the older generation got to experience, listening to a fight on the radio, the UFC is going to have the main event, I think, or the whole card, I'm not really sure, on the radio. Now, for all you people that are crapping on this idea, please remember that Combate Americas did this 2 weeks ago or last week. Exactly. They did it first, and it was a big hit. So if you can't have access to the main event, go look. I think it's going to be on BBC Radio or one of those things. Okay. So you will be able to listen to the fight.
Who are they going to get to do that? Because like I used to be able to listen to when fucking little and poor shit. Mike Tyson fights on the radio sometimes, right? Mike Tyson with a big left, so and so comes up with the right, whatever. This is like head kick, left, right, fucking takedown shot, stuff. I mean, like it takes a lot of time to describe all the shit going down in an MMA fight. So I'm curious to see who they put on that. That'd be interesting. That
would be tight though. Like if you can't afford the pay-per-view, if they offered like just the audio on a different stream, I would be down for that. I mean, if for some reason I couldn't get it and I could hear the fucking audio, that'll work.
And the funny thing is I've been seeing, so you go on YouTube and you type in, let's say that's UFC 225, 220, let's say 227, right? You type in UFC 227 live. There's a lot of dudes out here that do this shit right here. Like imagine if I was doing it, okay? So you see my face and the TV's right there, and I'm describing the action to you on live. First of all, if you want to have some fun, read the comments on those fucking videos, because everyone just shits on the guys like, motherfucker, you clickbaiting me. This is live, UFC 227 live. I didn't know it was going to be live reaction. What kind of shit? Because that's what they do. Capital letters, UFC 227 live, and then the regular letters, reaction. Yeah, reaction. Like,
what's up, baby?
So anyway, I was always thinking about doing that just with no video. There's no reason for you to see me. Fuck, like just straight up, just audio.
It'll be hilarious. If you do that and people come in, it's like, what's up? Is it any bitches showing up? Nah, I ain't really watching that fight. I was just clickbaiting y'all, see if any hoes show up. If there's any hoes watching, just drop your pic in the comment section.
Yeah, DM me nudes. Anyway, yeah, dude, like, I fucking love those like streams and shit. It's always the hate they get in the comments. And look, hey, and rightly so. Fuck you guys for telling people you have a live stream and then reaction. It's like UFC 227 live stream reaction. Like, yo, clickbaity assholes. Anything else there, Jesse?
I always come with a question to you guys. So real quick, so I'm always curious about what gets you started, like musically, because whatever your first influence is, it kind of propels you forward, into what kind of music you enjoy, what you kind of end up listening to. So my question to you is, who was the first musician or band that you were introduced to that you still listen to a little bit, or at least hold as one of your like top 5-10 people to listen to? Now, I will go first because I always like to give you a little bit of time to think about. The first type of music that I was introduced to was kind of bluesy, and it was a band called CCR, Clearwater Revival.
Credence Clearwater Revival.
I have that album, sir. I have that one of their albums.
So that's what I was first introduced to. That kind of, gave me what I enjoyed after that. So I'll go with Fred.
This is easy, man. The Temptations. My dad's always been a big fan of like Motown shit. There was always the Temps playing in my house growing up, and I'm still a massive fan, especially like around Christmas and Thanksgiving and shit. I blare that shit.
There you go. So growing up, like when I was into music and shit, I was a little kid. It was all Mexican music that I was not into at all. Like I listen to it now out of nostalgia, right? But when I got to the States and I started listening to like the radio and shit, literally the first song band that I heard on Power, it used to be called Power 92 here in Phoenix, hip hop station. Obviously, it was NWA, and they had "Fuck the Police" on with just fucking it was like bleeped out or whatever. But it was NWA, and I was like, oh shit, who's NWA? So then I went to a local record store that didn't give a fuck about carding kids, because if it's a parental advisory, they'd ask you for your ID. It's like, oh, you're not old enough, you gotta get your parents. No, they didn't give a fuck. I went in there and bought up NWA albums, and literally that same day I was like, oh shit, Easy, I picked that up. Oh, Ice Cube, I picked that up. Dre, I picked that up. Literally that's what happened. And then I immersed myself for that entire summer of fucking third grade in fucking NWA, Ice Cube, Easy, and gangster rap. Dude, shit you not, that and the Terminator movies is how I learned English. Yeah, which is why the word motherfucker is one of my favorites ever. Like the word motherfucker might be a favorite word.
That all makes some pretty decent sense. The Terminator movies, you'll have to explain to me.
Dude, wait, when you're,
I'll be back.
Bro, when you're poor and you know this shit, you go to a fucking garage sale and that's all they have there. It's VHS tapes. All right. My dad bought him like, here, just watch some shit. He didn't know any better.
Go learn some English, boy.
Yeah.
It's like he's Russian, Dad.
wait.
Whatever, he's speaking English.
So Ed, that was your first so none of the Mexican music, none of that stuff ever.
Not until I was older. I didn't take to it until I was older. And it was out of nostalgia because it's a long fucking story, but obviously a lot of my family stayed in Mexico and shit. And I lost my grandparents, all four of them, when I was young, right? And so my mom used to play music like, oh, your grandpa used to love this song. So I was like, oh, well, grandpa used to like this. I'm listening to that shit now. And grandma used to listen to this and all sorts of stuff. So that's kind of how I developed my, and I love Mexican music and everything. And I listen to it all the time now. But it wasn't the first that I actually was like, fuck yeah, this is my shit. This is good. You know what I mean? That shit was just like what mom and dad played in the car. Because I was in it, I had to listen to this shit. That's kind of how I was with that.
Right.
So, but yeah, NWA all the way. Real quick, if you haven't, Gem City Jesus podcast just dropped an episode, I think today or yesterday.
Yeah,
last night.
I posted it last night, but I didn't post it till
I started it and then work got too crazy. I know you had a guest on though.
Yeah, we had a young lady. Actually, I shouldn't call her a young lady. She's older than I am. She's a full-grown woman. Joined us. A writer from the city joined us, which is always good to have a lady on too, because it's usually a shitload of testosterone floating in that room.
Can I put someone on blast real quick, or maybe put him on blast, Brad?
Sure.
I wonder if Gary's still on here.
Is he? I hope he is, because
Gary, if you're on, say something.
What was Gary trying to flirt with your guest there? Trying to show off his knowledge of music there?
Oh yeah. When he got to showing off with the Scratch-matics and the DJ sniffer plugs and all that bullshit. You should see Gary when we got a female now. So we come in, he's got his best shoes on and shit. He's passing out chocolate covered pomogranates and shit.
Shirt's tucked in.
Chocolate covered pomegranate is. The lights are all dim and the incense is lit and shit.
got the fake gators on and shit.
Yeah, there's a vibe in the room. It's like, damn, Gary, they'll never look like this when we're here. I should have gave you a shout out though, Eddie. The story that you told me about last week.
Crazy, right?
We talked about that. That was one of the major stories we talked about for the week. I actually played the little news clip and everything. That was a crazy story. You was right, man. I checked that out, and it's wild that I didn't see it on no major news outlets, man.
Did you?
That was my biggest issues, and nobody talked about it. Like you had to be on the internet to find that. That was fucking crazy.
Right.
I think whoever the original reporter was from whatever affiliate station, she's been tweeting about it over the last couple 7 days, and she's following up with the story. So if you guys get a chance, go back and watch her Twitter feed. She's breaking it all down, everything that's going down. So
yeah, I actually just seen her feed a day or two ago, and she said that there's shit emerging. She just can't talk about anything. What's crazy is as soon as that happened, the next day or something, that high school shooting happened. So her Twitter got clogged up with reports about the Santa Fe shooting right after. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. We can't even find shit because there's so many tragedies happening so goddamn rapidly.
Oh, dude, it's all that shit's getting fucking crazy. But all right, boys, anything else before we head out?
Nope, that'll do it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen.
Fights are Sunday for any of you dipshits that don't know. It's a London card. So early Sunday morning is the card.
It's a breakfast card or lunch card, really. But lunch card, and then go out and do some fun shit on your Sunday.
And watch Fred's podcast, and again, listen to the ladies' advice, guys. Eat the booty.
Yep, that's a fact.
Okay, all right. Well, there you go. Hey, look, it comes from the source. What are you gonna do? All right. Yeah. So, shout out to everyone that joined us tonight. Frederick Raider, Joey Tremendous was here. Gundam was here earlier. What up, man? Been a while. Who else do we have? We have Gary Coasting on, of course. And I think that was Uncle Hank early on. So shout out to all you motherfuckers. Anyone listening to this, we appreciate you guys, especially if you're on the iTunes. Make sure you subscribe. At Kirby _MMA. For Fred here, that's what 1983. For Jesse, I'm at Eli31. The page is at Keyboard MMA, Instagram, all that shit. And shout out to repthewarriors.com. Get yourself some gear, and spicepros.com. All right, motherfuckers, have a good night. Have a good rest of your week. Enjoy Sunday's card, and that's gonna do it for us. All right, good night and good night, Wilshire.